Hey everyone, welcome to another video for the channel. Triumph tapped into a rich seam when it launched the Speed 400 and Scrambler 400X singles for its 2024 model range, and immediately reaped the rewards with record global sales for the British brand. So it's inevitable that more small capacity models will join the range. Here are the next two bikes. The Scrambler 400 XC, which is what this video is all about, and the Thruxton 400, which we'll get to in an upcoming video. To get a handle on how much impact the success of the 398cc single-cylinder models had, you only need to look at the bare numbers. In 2024, Triumph sold more than 100,000 bikes in 12 months, for the first time in its 122-year history, and not just by small margin. In fact, some 134,636 Triumphs rolled out of showrooms, a 64% increase over the 84,985 sold in 2023, and well over twice as many as Triumph sold just 5 years earlier. The new 400s accounted for nearly 30,000 of those sales in India alone, and instantly became the company's best-selling models globally, including in its home market of the UK. To say the 400 line, developed with and manufactured by Bajaj in India on Triumph's behalf, was a game changer for the British company is an understatement. That success comes down to an alignment of the stars, with the lightweight singles appealing to both an aging demographic of riders in mature markets, where a growing number are finding the liter-plus adventure bikes that have dominated charts for years are too big, too fast, and too heavy, and to an increasingly affluent seam of younger customers in markets like India. In fact, like the original versions of Triumph's singles back in late 2023, the XC was launched in India ahead of its global debut, and it's been available there since May this year. But now riders in the US and Europe can also get in on the action. The changes that mark the XC from the original Scrambler 400X are largely cosmetic, headed by the addition of aluminum-rimmed XL wheels with side-laced spokes to allow tubeless tires to be used. They add a more off-road flavor to the bike when compared to the cast alloys of the X model, but Triumph has opted to stick with the existing 19-inch front and 17-inch rear diameters, so the chassis geometry remains unaltered. The 43mm USD fork and rear monoshock are the same as before, with 5.9 inches or 140mm of travel, so it's unlikely that the XC will be substantially more capable off-road than the original X model, but that's really beside the point. Modern retro scramblers are about the style, and the XC does that better than the X. As well as the new wheels, the XC gains a high-mounted front fender, harvested from the existing options catalog but fitted as standard, as well as a color-coded front cowl that's essentially an opaque version of the transparent screen that's available for extra cost on the Scrambler X. A bash plate under the engine is also harvested from the options list and fitted as standard on the XC. That handful of add-ons is combined with a set of new paint options that lean more heavily into a 1970s style than the two-tone Scrambler 400X. The yellow with black blocks scheme shown in most of Triumph's publicity material reminds everyone how good that combination is, even if there are definite Yamaha overtones to the colors. White and black is also offered, as well as a dark storm gray with red graphics. In terms of other specs, the bike is largely a one-to-one match to the existing Scrambler 400X, with identical power, torque, chassis geometry, and dimensions, albeit with a 15-pound weight penalty thanks to the additional components on the XC, which comes in at 419 pounds or 182 kilos wet. Meanwhile, your wallet will be $800 lighter if you opt for the $6,700 Scrambler 400 XC rather than the $5,900 Scrambler 400X. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, leave that comment that we always read, and share it with your motorcyclist friends. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss anything from the world of two wheels. Drive safely, and see you in the next video.